Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mass Effect. In the last episode we were chasing Rogue Spectre Televizier, who appears to be in the employ of the Shadow Broker, and we chased her here to a club Azure in Ilium, where she's kind of crash landed. Through here is her crashed car. It has some power cells inside, some heavy weapon ammo, and this panel on the side which we can crack open.
I'll take it.
And get a damage protection upgrade.
Azure got hurt in the crash.
That should slow her down.
So we've got, as I say, kind of a blood trail we can follow. There's a lot of blood here, but also a lot of it is clearly not hers, because there's a worrying number of bodies along here. She definitely seems to be able to go to, or willing to go to, fairly far extremes in order to
Tough, I'll give her that
get
much.
away. Like,
She's a Spectre.
yeah, that's a good point. I say we've not really. It'd be a nice occasion if the game gave you Spectres that weren't evil. Like, we pretty much know about 3 Spectres. Us, obviously. Then Saren, who was rogue and potentially deadly, and Vizier, who by all accounts seems to be both rogue and deadly. It'd be nice if they just throw you a positive Spectre, you know, once in a while. Anyway, I appear to have slightly bamboozled myself. Aha, here we go. The entrance we want is over here. Nope, that's not true. Apparently it's this way, and I've neural shot the floor.
Vizier, it's over. Hey you!
Come here. What's your name?
Mariana.
Mariana, you want to live, don't you? Tell those people that you want to live.
Please.
We'll get you out of here safely, Mariana.
Well, that's good to hear. All you had to do was walk away. Now it gets ugly.
Please, I have a son.
A son. I hope he gets to see you again. I've heard losing a parent is just horrific for children. Scars them for life.
I'm going to end you, Vizier.
It's okay, Liara. We'll handle it the usual way.
You want Mariana's little boy to grow up without a mommy, Shepard? Thermal clips on the ground now. Power cells too.
So you have a couple of options here. You can drop your weapons, you can take a shot at Vizier but ruin the hostage in the process, or you can use good old intimidation, not intimidation, the good one, charm.
Is that it?
What?
Vizier, I sacrificed hundreds of human lives to save the Destiny Ascension. I unleashed the Rachni on the galaxy. So for your sake, I hope your escape plan doesn't hinge on me hesitating to shoot a damn hostage.
You're bluffing.
Now, Liara.
And now begins the boss fight against Vizier. Yes, I was bluffing, but that wasn't in time to stop you getting a table square on the face. And I love how the subtitle is oof. It's great. Anyway, so Televizier is a full-on Vanguard. She has an ability, which I talked about a few episodes ago, actually, that you get when you're a Vanguard, but Vizier is literally the only enemy you ever see with it. This is Biotic Charge, which lets you fucking fly around the place, and god does it make her hard to pin down. Warp is really handy because you need to take down her barrier. So she's got 3 layers. She's got barrier, then she's got armor, and then she's just got health below that. Your initial goal is obviously just to take down the barrier, and I'm not great against that, but fortunately I have 2 very powerful warping companions. When you've done enough damage to her, she fucks off. And that means she is sending in reinforcements. God, that was really weird. The only word I could think was refugees, which isn't the right word at all. She is sent in 2 rocket drones. The other one is, I believe, possibly directly on top of me. Well, either way, there's an engineer over here, so I'm gonna take his. Actually, no, I'll stasis the engineer. I'll deal with him in the future. Where is this fucking rocket drone? It's giving me so much shit. Oh, it's right there. It was dying. That's why I couldn't see it. Anyway. He's now, ow, damaged. Oh, he must have just set off that incinerator. Oh no, there's another engineer. That's where it is. Shit. Cover. Whoop. Let's target the one in back and overload him. And singularity the pair of them. Wait, no! Oh, shit, I only got the one in back. Damn it, I was hoping the one in front. Well, the one in front is very wounded anyway. Nerves! God, Singularity really can send them flying. It's great. So when you've taken out the little waves of people she throws, Vizier comes back in, and she's... Basically, it's when you get her down to half barrier, so we actually got her slightly further, but her barrier is then back down to half, which is a bit infuriating. I would say that the Locust is, like, your SMGs are probably better. Your rapid-fire weapons are slightly better against barriers than harder-hitting ones, but barriers are always a bit of a difficult one. Like, it's definitely shield, you want rapid-fire enemies, attacks for shields. For armor, you want slow-firing ones. For barriers, it seems to be 50-50, so just kind of hit him, I guess. Oh, right, so she's now a lot more exposed, which means so. Warp still does a hell of a lot to armor, which is great. But it means now, A, I can incinerate her, and B, oh, she's going to summon more pricks, isn't she? Do they come from behind again? Yes, they do. Or do they not? No, they came from behind, but went to in front. Let's take them out and hide behind here. Yeah, they're coming over there. I'm going to bring out the arc projector, because I've got 19 arcs, and you know, might as well use them. Boink! And then I'll switch once Vizier's back, because I've taken down her armor, so she's summoned more reinforcements. But I've taken down her barrier, but now she's down to armor. So when she comes back, definitely want to bring out more, bring out the snipers, because of just having the ridiculous damage that snipers do against armor. We're very good at fighting armor between sniper rifles and incinerate. That's it. We can absolutely wreck armor. Don't try and target her while she's charging between locations, because you'll just end up missing. Sometimes, as you see there, like, Incinerate can track her when I use it. When AI use powers, doesn't tend to go quite so well. My own are better, because mine goes, as you've kind of seen, enemies once just hit directly, whereas mine go as projectiles and wait until the projectile, and the projectile has to home in, and does so. There we go. She's a full-on Vanguard. She can also use Shockwave. I did look it up, by the way. If you Shepherd play as a Vanguard, you also get access to Biotic Shockwave. See, there, the Incinerate completely changed direction over there. So now she's just down to health, so hopefully we can pull her up with a Singularity. Brilliant, which now means we might be able to get Special Warp. Yes! So, that's the thing we haven't really seen so much in the game, when we see Warp detonating biotic effects. If a target is subject to Lift or Throw or Warp, and you use Lift or Throw or Singularity, and you use Warp on them, they take a huge hit to health. It's called Detonating Biotic Effect. It's rare, but it's really cool.
Oh, damn it! Damn it! It's the cat's personal data pad. This has what we need to find the Shadow Broker. You're dead. The Shadow Broker has been in power for decades. He's stronger than anything you've ever faced.
Is that why you sold out the Council to work for him?
You think I betrayed the Council? Like Saren? Go to hell. The Broker's given me damn good intel over the years. Intel that saved lives and kept the Citadel safe. So if the Broker needs a few people to disappear, I'll pay that price without hesitation.
Spectres don't blow up buildings filled with innocent people.
Sure we do. We get our hands dirty so the Council doesn't have to.
The Councilors might complain about our methods to soothe their consciences, but they never look too closely.
Besides, you're with Cerberus. You have any idea what your terrorist friends have done?
I know who they are and what they've done. It doesn't matter.
I think it does. You want to judge me? Look in the mirror. Kidnapping kids for biotic death camps? Killing Alliance admirals who ask questions. And you're with them. Don't you dare judge me. Don't you?
Eliminate Sony and retrieve the data. Civilian casualties not a concern.
Vizier's dead.
I'm putting the data through to the Normandy's computers. We can be at the Shadow Broker's base in a few hours. He'll know about Vizier before long. If he decides to kill him.
We'll get Baron out of there alive, Liara. I promise.
I know. You're here to help. Just like always.
That's not a good thing.
When we first met on Therum, you saved me from the Geth. You fought a Krogan battlemaster while I cowered. Now you're doing it again. And I'm still leaning on you for help.
That's what friends do, Liara.
I can get us there based on Sakat's data. The Normandy's stealth drive will keep them from detecting us. The Shadow Broker's agents are still shooting their way through Ilium. With luck, they won't notice we've left until it's too late.
It's a little cold. They killed innocent people.
You know what I mean.
Do I? When I hit the ground back at the trade center, you went after Vizier without a backward look.
A little fall wasn't going to kill you. I had to stay on Vizier. I had to stay rational, make the call, like I did with Sakat.
That's Vizier's fault, not yours.
Sakat had no idea what the stakes were. I put him in harm's way to get the data I needed. I got him killed. And I'd do it again. But from here on out, things will be simple. Get in, get Farron, get out. And kill anyone who tries to stop us.
That's it?
That's it.
We just stop for a second? We'll be jumping several light years. There's time to talk.
About what?
About us.
Shepard, listen, I'm glad you're here.
You worried there might be terminals you need me to hack?
That's not fair. You were dead.
I came back.
It's not that easy. You can't just come back and have 2 years of mourning suddenly vanish. I'm sorry, Shepard. I can't get into this. For now, let's just focus on getting Farron back.
Fine.
And now begins the coolest part of the mission ever. You'll notice we're getting a different loading screen with a layout of a ship we don't know, and the hint at the bottom: shoot lightning capacitors to make them explode and cause damage to anyone nearby. Which, if that doesn't give you an awesome hint about the upcoming mission, I don't know what does. It's interesting. Wow, I'll talk about that last scene a little more. Obviously, we have to take Liara with us. I'm going to take... Who has got pull? You've got pull. Not throw. Pull. I think I'm going to take Samara on this one as well. Having someone with throw or especially pull is very handy.
The Shadow Broker lives in this?
His ship follows the sunset, completely undetectable in the storm, unless you know where to look.
How do we get inside?
The shuttle bay is locked down. We'll need to land on the ship and hunt for a hatch. But we can't stay outside for long. There's a constant lightning storm where the hot and cold air collide. Pinpoint in this lightning, but I'm picking up signals from near the back of the ship. There's nothing below but maintenance equipment. We have to find an entrance near the back shielding.
Welcome to the broker's ship in Hagalaz. Possibly the fucking coolest sight in every Mass Effect game. Because you're on a ship that is permanently riding the thunderstorm between a boiling daytime and a freezing nighttime. This mission is second to possibly only... well...
Why are they attacking?
They must think we're debris from the storm.
There's only 2 missions which I think beat this out. One in Mass Effect 3 that I'm obviously not going to talk about, and one in Mass Effect 1 when you are fighting up the side of the elevator shaft in the Citadel at the end and Sovereign is up ahead of you, which is a really cool looking thing, but this... this is something else. This is what I mean when I say this DLC is high budget. And this just keeps on giving, because we've not even got to the best part yet.
Careful. Those capacitors discharge built-up lightning.
If you shoot any of these,
Shepard, try firing at the capacitors.
they blow up and it lets off a basically arc projector-like effect to anyone near them. It just arcs through all of them. Equally, hopefully we'll be able to see it before too long, either through... Did you see that? What happened to that bloke? Through singularity or pull or anything like that. If you chuck an enemy up into the air, they will go straight up into the air and they will be struck by lightning almost immediately. Throwing enemies more than 2 meters in the air is an instant kill in this. It's terrifying, but really fucking cool. Let's use pull field here. So that's the reason kind of why I took Samara. I did not try and rub it into Liara that, yeah, you left, so we found a new, cool Asari. Not that she's new, actually, I suspect that Samara will be much older, because Liara's young, she's only like 60 or 70, whereas Samara is like well into her hundreds, oh dear. Let's hit that capacitor. If you are too close to those, they will absolutely hit you. Doesn't take long for them to get hit by another lightning bolt. Or not. And they will recharge soon, is my point. And when they do, you can absolutely just shoot them again to fire them off. And it's great. And as long as you're in cover, you'll be okay. If you're not, like that, it will go through you. And if you ever wonder what it's like if you get hit by the arc projector, that is why. Let's use the rod controls. So, with that lowered, we can proceed onwards. As I say, remember to stay in cover when you hit those. That might hit me. Oh, I thought it was potentially at risk there. But yeah, that last scene with Liara is quite interesting because it really just served to hammer home 2 years is a long time, especially for someone to be dead, like Shepard was. And it's really interesting to see how much Liara has... Oh. Ow. Okay, I didn't find a better target. I was wrong. It's interesting to see, yeah, how much Liara's changed during that time, but it makes sense. Like, I don't begrudge it. And, oh, you've changed. Like, of course you have. It's been 2 years, and as she said, like, it's interesting that Shepard, no matter how you play Shepard, kind of doesn't seem to accept it. But of course, that's going to be hard for her to accept because she has moved on from Shepard in some ways, and she hasn't mourned because Shepard's been dead for 2 years, even though she sold us the body to Cerberus in the hope that they could resurrect her. So clearly she thinks that there is some hope, and she's kind of holding on to that to some extent. But also, it has been 2 years, and to a certain extent, oh good lord, that's a very steep angle. She's mourned Shepard, and it's very surprising. Like, I'm almost annoyed I did the interrupt where Shepard's like, we need to talk about us. It's kind of like, what?
Okay, looking down was clearly a mistake.
You're not wrong. They manage to really well get the sense of movement on this. So actually towards the front, towards the night side of the planet, is the front of the ship. And this is actually the back that we're moving towards. But yeah, you really... It's one of the things they absolutely fucking nailed with this DLC is... You don't just feel like you're on a static thing. You feel like you are absolutely in a ship flying headlong into a thunderstorm. And you feel like you're going fucking fast. And it's so cool. Like, I know I'm gushing a little bit, but no, this particular part of the mission on the exterior of the ship is just... The first time I played this, I started telling this story earlier. I'm aware that I'm kind of in the middle of 3 separate stories at this point, but oh well. Well, I finished the Liara one because I've kind of already finished it. I can see why she feels like she has kind of moved on and why it's a bit of a dick move of Shepard to be like, but what about us? And Liara being like, I don't know about us because you were dead and I dealt with that and then now you're back and I don't know how to process that. And that's very understandable. God, I could stare at that all day. It's horrifying. So cool. Anyway, we'll head inside before I start talking more about this mission and my background with it.
This ship is incredible. It must have taken decades to build in secret.
I wonder what happened to the contractors.
I think you can guess.
So not only does the ship hide in the lightning which masks its communications, it's also powered by it. So the capacitors on the surface draw in lightning, and then they're brought down and used to charge the ship's engines. So theoretically, it can charge or fly forever, as long as it stays in the thunderstorm.
Navigating this storm is brutal. If the ship's
would go down with us.
That's comforting.
Motion dampeners. I bet you can't even hear the storm from inside the ship.
It is a seriously cool concept. And it makes sense to some extent, like, certainly on... So you normally get this on planets that are tidally locked, so that is, that are rotating at the same speed at which they're orbiting a planet. On those, orbiting a star even, in those ones you do tend to get this effect if you have a really hot daytime and a really hot nighttime. It's just in those ones, if you have a day side and a night side. But I suppose you could get it on other planets and stuff in normal orbital period. But if you do have, for whatever reason, a really hot daytime and a really cold nighttime, you will then get massive thunderstorm cells where you've got all those hot and cold air cells colliding like that. You would absolutely get something like this, and then it makes sense that you could hide a fucking colossal ship in there and have it not only hide in the lightning but live off it to a certain extent. But no, like I was kind of saying a while ago, whoop. Oh, she just died. I was hoping she'd get lightninged. Anyway, so this, when I first played Mass Effect 2, it had been out for a while, but this DLC hadn't quite come out yet, so it was, when I started playing the game, basically this DLC was new, and I'd played at that point, I hadn't played, what's it called, Overlord, I hadn't played Overlord, and so I played Firewalker, which was meh, I played Normandy Crash Site, which is meh, and I don't think I'd even done Zaid or Kasumi at that point, so I was like, DLC, it's a cool concept, I'd be curious to see how it did it. Did this DLC, I was like, holy fuck, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Because it was something like £6, and like it started off with like Liara, the stuff with Liara. I was like, okay, let's go get the Shadow Broker. I was like, oh, there's gonna be more missions like that, systems hacking and observer stuff. Boink. Can we now hit him with warp and send him flying? Yes, we can. Well, we didn't send him flying, but we just detonated the biotic effects, I suppose. And just try using throw, see if that'll get these guys lightnings, because it is really handy if you can just chuck them up. There are certain powers that we haven't got access to yet that are actually better for doing that. Oh, these sections are... Right, I don't even mind heights, but sections like that when you're like running down the side are a bit vaguely low-level horrifying. That's a fucking neural shock. I need to standardize in my own head what I have set to LB, because I keep just using the wrong one. But I will take you. But yeah, so like and then you had the stuff with Vizier. I was like, oh, this is really cool. They've got some fleshed out characters. They've got an interesting storyline, and then they dump you on this, and I was just like, well, this is fucking awesome. And boy, does it keep on giving. As in, we're still here for the rest of this episode and next episode, and it's only on the increase going forward. Fuck, what's going on? It's really hard to. I had to praise those flashbangs. They are really cool. Oh. Not Samara is dead even. Oh! Wow, I think I missed with that one. Oh, maybe I didn't. Boink! Wow, she got thrown real hard. Let's incinerate her then, I guess. That's kind of dark, actually. Well, I think I've now finally concluded my various stories. So I was talking about Liara's stuff, and I was talking about my own experiences with this mission, and then stuff about the reality of this mission. And that's a handy point, because I'm going to end the episode here. Because, well, firstly, let's interact with this panel. And we'll hold it there. So thank you very much for watching. This has probably been about 20 minutes. Next episode, we'll be finding our way inside the ship properly. Hope you'll join me then for the conclusion of the Lair of the Shadow Broker. Thank you very much, and good day.